Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. Hello guys and welcome back to some more What Remains of Edith Finch. I think I didn't butcher the name this time,
Can't imagine what it was like for her to lose two sons after she'd already lost two brothers.
Yeah, but it doesn't give it a good excuse to not tell you anything.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, that's why his name sounded unnatural, at least here in Europe. Because Sanjay is not a common name. So it's because he was Indian. Ah, so that was the Dawn's husband, I'm guessing. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not going down again. That means I have to climb up again too.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Ah, so she didn't just educate herself, huh?
I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Oh, look at that. They're even growing stuff.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
This looks so unstable.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
They had their own little classroom. I kind of want this, not gonna lie. I kind of want this.
But it didn't last.
Seems to be all in one. Great job. Thank you.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday.
Should you be up here?
When Edie gave him a castle.
What's in here? Oh, that's Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Where could he have gone? He couldn't have fallen down, right? Walked all the way around. For nothing. Alright. Nothing to climb. Oh, there's this. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. He had paintings and everything. Milton, huh?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Made a magic paintbrush? Oh, it's one of these. Oh, that's cool. They did this so well. Whoops. So he painted himself a door. Then he went through the door. And then he disappeared, huh? So he wanted to get away.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Okay, so Milton, he painted a door out. Does that mean he actually escaped this place? Or does that just mean that he took his own life?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I've not been up here yet.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but
Oh my goodness.
I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Louis?
Everyone always told me
Oh
the
wow,
story
this
of
looks like an
Louis's
80s man cave.
except Louis.
Oh well, I cannot go up there. See, it's about to fall apart. I don't know. Why would we ever want to go up here when we are pregnant, alright? Whoops.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh, yeah. He has a freaking bong? I think that's a bong. Is that a bong? I actually don't know. Oh my god. Video games. I want this place except the bong. I don't want a bong. I'm not gonna get high. I don't want it. Yeah, he definitely got high a lot. Worked at the cannery too.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yeah, maybe. What is in this? Locker contents. Seattle.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as
Oh.
Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, I'm doing fish stuff. This is freaking
He kept
nasty.
working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Ooh. Ooh, that's cool.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Oh. Go up? I'm guessing I have to go up.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
There's a fish. Oh, so that's how it's part of stuff.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
So I gotta go up here.
But he found something more. I
Wow.
worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
Dang.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, he made a dog friend in his imaginary world?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Ah, I prefer Protania, it's better.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Oh, look, they're dancing.
And songs for him
Yeah.
to play. He talked about starting a band.
Let's start a band, guys. I'm gonna be the lead singer, okay?
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him. That
What
all
struck
the
him?
cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do
Yeah.
whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Oh, it's his world. Of course he won.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis, really?
He started drifting away from our reality.
So he started getting locked inside his own mind.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
I am busy working, Mom.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Ooh, a handsome queen. Yes. Handsome
handsome
queen.
queen.
Why handsome queen? Why not a beautiful queen? I love how they swap that around.
The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows. Sure, why
radiant
not?
rainbows.
Let's make it as ridiculous as possible. Whoops.
He followed the sound of her
You know, electric sitar. Let's go for that now.
electric sitar.
A queen playing electric sitar. Let's do it.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
So he still knew it was
He
in
knew
the real
world
world.
was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Dang.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
So he wanted to be something
And then it
more
struck
than a
him
cannery worker.
But the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
So he was trapped in his life.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Uh-huh.
He began to forget the world we know.
Yeah, it seems so.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
That's him? That's me? Oh, this is the adventure me and that's real me.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
So he started hating himself. That's the Lewis, the real one. But that's not the one he wants
I
to be.
still thought I could save him. even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Oh, look, it's Molly.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
The queen waited, huh?
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh no.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. So what I got from that was he was still hurt from what had happened to like everyone else, right? What happened to everyone around him. So he got a work because he was traumatized, and then he started creating his own world because he didn't feel like he belonged in the body he was in. And the real world just seemed too bland and boring for him, like he didn't belong there. So he kept getting more and more into his world until the ending where he said, I'd rather live in my fantasy world because there's nothing for me in the real one. And then for him, that's the same as taking his own life, which means that he would separate the Lewis, the factory worker, or the cannery worker, with the prince or king or whatever he was. So he decided to kill himself to be fully to get rid of the cannery worker Lewis. So he can fully be the one in his fantasies. Because to him it was like having a needle under your foot or whatever. You didn't want to be that one, and he was stuck being the one he didn't want to be. Then he decided that he would rather die than be something he doesn't want to be. And it sucks, because like people do that. Some people do take their lives because their life isn't what they wanted their life to be. It's very sad to see how real this game is. like how much real psychology and how much real how real it is. It's kind of scary to me.
From Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
That's the most feeling one. I relate to that a little bit. Because the world we live in today, so many choices, so many things to pick. You don't know what you want with your life.
I understand why we left.
Where do we go? Go over here, look at stuff. Nope, I do not.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
What night?
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Are you climbing up to the highest point of
But it had
the
to end
the
one way or
thingy?
another.
That's
All
either.
that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
What last night?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
So she willingly left it open? Is that what happened?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
Indeed she
children
does.
are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
The stories aren't the reason they die. They die because you're so
We'll have the
incompetent.
nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
The night she was
That
born, huh?
night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
I'm sure it's fine.
I got turned around.
That's bullshit. That's not true. I know it's over here. I saw it.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Yeah, that's the thing that killed someone. Yeah.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Bed.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked
God
and
damn
screamed,
it,
but
Dawn.
Mom dragged me to the car.
She's just an a-hole. Like, that's such important knowledge for her to know. Wow.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Freaking Dawn, man.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Oh, I'm a snake again. Ooh.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it,
Uh-huh.
but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh no, am I a sperm now? That's a little
This
nasty.
journal was supposed to be for you,
I'm not I'm a baby.
but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Aha, so she died during birth? Wait, wasn't there like one we didn't get to see? I might have missed one or two. If so, I apologize for that. For Shirley Dallas? They have kid pictures now? Oh, that's sweet. I'm guessing this is the actual ending of the thingy. The credits, I think. So what do I think about this game? It's surprisingly real. Like it's, you know, sometimes the video games has this whole feeling of like it feels unrealistic and that stuff would never really happen. But this game describes everything as someone I know in real life would. Like I know a couple of people who are sad and they don't really like their life that much, and I relate them to another person I know in game, and like some people distance themselves from reality, like Lewis does. So some kids can drown in the bathtub because the parents don't pay too much attention. Like it's just so real, and then like a kid can also go on a swing and kill themselves. Like if it's over a cliff, which I still think is pretty stupid though. Like the parents really were not that efficient, because Sven died while trying to build onto a house that already had way too much on it, and another kid died by swinging themselves off of a cliff. I'm still sure that I missed a few, and for that I am sorry, but I'm sure they would have been just as good, if not close to as good as all the other ones. It's just very, I guess I can say, it feels very real. That's the only way I can describe it. And like the different ways of telling the stories too, they fit their characters' theme and personality. Like as I said with Barbara and being in a comic in the 1960s, It seems, just feels like she would want to do that, because she was a child star and everything. On her grave, she also had a star. I'm guessing the kid we didn't saw was the one with the fan, right? I'm sure we didn't see that guy. What was his name? I don't remember what his name was, but we didn't see that guy, I don't think. But dang, so deep, and oh my gosh, she has a shotgun. Oh well, so deep and immersive, and I really feel the story. So I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. Like, gameplay wise, it doesn't do anything. It's not that exciting, but you feel like you really have control over your character when you open and close things. It sounds stupid when I say it, but if you play the game, I think you'll understand. The environments are so detailed. Like, you can feel the personality of the people in the house through the environments, which is very interesting. It's also very emotional. Like I said, you could feel for the characters. Any of that stuff could actually happen to you or to people close to you. And it really hits deep, you know. Like, really deep down. And it's just, dang. This definitely got me a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie. I actually almost shed a tear when Lewis died. Because I get what he was thinking, but I don't get why he would kill himself. Yeah, I didn't get Gus. I think that's also the only one I didn't get. Is there a way for me to kind of like replay a story? Can I like replay a story? Can I replay Gus's story? Yes. I did not play that story, so I'm quickly gonna play that one and then I'm gonna end the video, I think. Could be fun to end on. Oh, it's right here. I missed it. Oh, that sucks.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
And he looks like a rebel.
A poem for Gus, who
See,
always
even
said
this
the
is
wedding was a
so
bad idea.
detailed.
Our father never hit us
Oh.
kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
It feels so nice. This was definitely a rebel
My
kid.
father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh, it's a wedding. I'm just gonna crash it into them. What do I want to do? Crash down and everything? Wow. Anything back here? Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
What? Oh no.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Well. Oh, the one was this bad? Did he die by flying up with the kite?
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Yeah, make the music louder. That's what you do. I wish that what?
wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Oh, so... Oh no.
But I didn't.
He got killed by the
Until we
wind.
found you.
That's why he had a wind fan thingy.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Again, so sad. He just wanted to play with his thingy and like he didn't want a new mom. So he was flying with his kite and then he died because no one really paid attention to him out there all by himself in the storm. Ah, that's so sad. But that's also gonna be it for this playthrough, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Besides, like, I still remember making the joke at the beginning of the game, but that was... I kind of regret that now. Because this is such a great game and... The narrative, it's just so good. So good. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this and experiencing this with me. Hopefully you didn't become too depressed. Yeah. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in another one of my playthroughs. And if you did enjoy, consider liking, subscribing, all that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. And as always, stay awesome.